Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Being Louisa. So today's video is the second installment of Big Topic Talks. This series is where we tackle big topics and we just talk about them, we discuss them, we get some conversation flowing, get different views and opinions. And so the first installment was breastfeeding, so make sure you go check that out. I will go and add a card up here for you to do that. And yeah, so this topic is natural versus normal. Now, what do they mean? Like, what are their definitions? What do they mean to you personally? And how would you describe it? And what are they even? Like, what qualifies as either of those? So a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago now, I actually posted a picture on Instagram and I asked you guys to comment below and also message me some of your thoughts and opinions. And it's sort of been a general consensus, which is awesome, but I'll get to that in a minute. What I was going to do quickly is tell you kind of the story behind why this came to me, and then I was going to kind of tell you / my definition, I guess, and then talk to you guys about what you guys have said. So the reason why this came to me is because one day, ages ago, I want to say, it feels like it was forever ago. This one's kind of been brewing silently in the background. But basically, I was in an elective section and the anaesthetist was talking to the women, and because we wasn't quite started yet. And he was just talking about how like cesarean sections are so normal these days and how the majority of births either happen through cesarean sections or through instrumentals. And that kind of like stopped me for half a second and I was like, wait, what? Because I've never thought of a cesarean section as normal. Like, please don't take offense to that, but to me a cesarean section is major abdominal surgery where there are risks and your bowel could become paralyzed, or they could nick a bladder and you could bleed, or they can nick it, they can see it, and they can repair it, which is great. But I've never seen it as normal. I've always seen it just as a different variation of birth. And I was just sitting, I was there like, wow, that's very, I've just never thought of it that way. But then again, normal is subjective. It's man-made. It's something that so we can put people in a box of normal and people in a box of abnormal. I've always been like, I need a little crazy in my life. If you want to be in my life, you've got to be a little bit crazy, I guess. Oh, the sun. So yeah, when people say they're striving to be normal or perfect, it's like, what are you striving towards? Because that's a moving target if it's based on what society deems as normal and perfect. Because it always changes, it's forever changing. Even when it comes to birth, it's forever changing. And when it comes to birth, one of my friends actually commented on my picture and he said about how in ancient Egypt there are pictures, like they're like obviously like mural type pictures on like caves, and there's like sculptures and things of depicting women giving birth, and they were kneeling or squatting. And that's how I've always seen natural birth to be, but that wouldn't be deemed normal in today's society, but back then that was deemed normal. So it is forever changing normal. But when the anaesthetist said it, I was just a bit like taken aback, especially because I know that the anaesthetist and doctors would deem breech birth not normal, even though it's just a different variation of normal. It's still vaginal birth and it's still birth, but yet they would deem cesarean sections as normal. I just don't get that. But anyway, so the way I would class my different classes, I guess, and stages to normal and natural for birth. So what I would class as normal, I wouldn't class anything as normal because it's birth and you should be pretty out of it when you're in labor. So I don't know, but okay, if your class of normal is what you see every day, what is like, you know, what is statistically more happening, it is women in hospital giving birth with epidurals, usually on their back, usually either unassisted or assisted. That is kind of like the majority of births these days. What I would class as natural would be either a home or hospital setting. It could be in either. At home, obviously, you would only have pain relief up until gas and air, I believe. One lady actually on my Instagram said that she had like homeopathy remedies, which I thought was so cool. And she was saying like that wasn't deemed as normal back then when she had her kids, and that was 23 and 17 years ago. And I still think that wouldn't be deemed as normal now. But for me, I thought that was so cool to see that, because that's something that I've always deemed as normal in my head for birth. So I was like, oh, that's so cool, someone like actually has done it that way. But yeah, so you have aromatherapy or homeopathy remedies, and yeah, you're giving birth either in the water or not, just in your house, or you could do the exact same thing in a hospital, and you can have it in the home from home birth center or in your labour ward if you have midwives that are accommodating to your requests and needs. You can have little to no pain relief, or you can have the full extent of pain relief. Now, I don't know where I sit on pain relief making it natural or not. I feel like I sit on, if you have pain relief, it doesn't make it not natural, because I think taking some paracetamol, using warm water as your pain relief, using gas and air as pain relief, having a pethidine as pain relief. Well, technically pethidine isn't really a pain relief. It's classed as a type of pain relief, but it doesn't really take the edge off. It more just makes you relaxed enough to go to sleep. And then you can dilate. I think like those are like, yeah, those are natural, like, you know, they're not natural, but like you can like have a natural birth still. So then I'm like, well, epidural I guess is the exact same thing, because it's a form of pain relief. Yes, it is more, it's not a procedure, and it does increase your risk of infection or paralysis, but it's just some pain relief, you know? And yes, it does increase your chances of intervention, whether that's syntocinon, because epidural can sometimes slow your contractions / make them 0. So then you have to have syntocinon to get your contractions back, and then sometimes it just slows your labour in general, and then also it increases your chances of instrumental birth, and then sometimes even cesarean section. So it has a lot of downfalls, that does, but I guess it's still natural. It's definitely normal, because like majority of women I have looked after has had an epidural. But I guess it should still be classed as natural if the woman still delivers vaginally. And now for how you deliver. I think natural to me is a vaginal birth. I don't know, because like I feel like the pain relief is where my intervention kind of gets cut off for how much then turns into natural and how much it isn't. So when a doctor comes in to then help do a ventouse or do forceps, I'm like, I don't know how natural that is anymore. But then again, that's all up to you. It's all a personal preference / opinion. It's what you make it to be. Now, a lot of the people on my Instagram, they basically all said, they all stopped it as, if a woman is growing a baby and then delivers that baby herself, basically pushes the baby out herself, then it's natural. Past then, yeah. Basically, it's kind of like a past then, when there's intervention by a doctor, I don't know how natural it is, but they're like pain relief or no pain relief, still natural, as long as the woman pushes the baby out vaginally. And even for me, I would consider a breech birth natural, but a lot of people wouldn't. So again, natural and normal is very subjective, and it's what you make it to be. So yeah, I hope this has been informative / interesting. It's a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be, but it's because it's very iffy, I feel like you can't say that something's not normal because you don't deem it to be normal, but then normal is such a subjective thing anyway, and it's always a moving target from era to era and year to year. So like now, like back before the hospital boom, which was around I'm gonna say the 60s or 70s. Oh, I should know, because I did an essay on this. But like back before the hospital boom, home births were normal. They were the thing that you did. It's just how you delivered your baby, it was at home. And then the hospital boom happened and loads of women started giving birth in hospital, but then they were being like drugged so much and like basically chained down to the tables of bath. It was kind of scary. But yeah, and then it evolved to be a little less like that and a little bit more women-centered. But it's changed and it's evolved, and now home birth, which used to be so normal and safe, is not normal, and people think it's unsafe even though it is safe. Like statistics prove and have shown that it's safe to give birth at home. But yeah, so I hope this has been interesting. I hope you guys can get a conversation going in the comments below, and as always, remember to be loving, respectful and kind of other people's opinions, and even if there is a difference of opinions, be loving, because you guys are, and you guys are the sweetest people ever. So I don't know why I had to say it, but I always just want to say it just in case. But anyway, until next time, keep on being you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below with any questions or suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe to get weekly updates. Bye.